This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show. We have a good one for you today. Episode number 298. We're getting so close. So please, at this time, please help me welcome Slammy Award winning Maria Kanellis-Bennett. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. You look way more comfortable than me.
Oh, yeah. No, I do all of my work now from my bed. So it's the quietest room in the house when the two kids are awake and downstairs, and also the most comfortable.
I think I need to, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get them. No, yeah, that sounds amazing. So how old are your kids now?
3 and 1.
3 and 1, and 3 is your daughter, right?
Yes.
So,
Frederica is 3.
So what Disney song do you hear on repeat? Because I know it's that age.
Oh my gosh. So she loves the Katy Perry Roar song.
Oh.
And she stands up on things and sings it to us. It's quite amazing. Yeah, she loves that song. And then Thunder. My kids love popular music. As well as the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. And I'm just, no more buses, no more wheels. Yes. So I'm in quiet now.
This is, quiet time. So how do you find that time to get work done? I mean, obviously you and Mike are both workaholics. How do you find that time to be able to get that work done?
A lot of help. So the days that we're working, and the days that we're home. So that is kind of the balance that we've had to find. If we spend too much time like looking at our phones or whatever, when the kids are around, they just get very frustrated, and we get frustrated. So we just don't do that. The kids do go to daycare. A couple days a week. My mom comes over and helps if we need to. Like on days like today, we have a nanny that has been in front of the family for years. She's moving soon, and I'm very sad. But hopefully maybe I can convince her to stick around. I don't know. She's going to Arizona. It's nice there all year round. So, but yeah, so we have a lot of help. Last year was a lot tougher because there was no daycares. Everybody was closed.
Right.
So we found a daycare that was incredibly stringent on their COVID precautions. Mm-hmm. So we did start sending the kids back, but only a couple days a week.
Awesome. So where do you call home? Where is home?
Home's in Illinois.
Home's in Illinois. Oh, okay. So yeah, you were born in Illinois.
I was, yep. Hour and a half outside of Chicago. So
outside of Chicago.
We are planning on moving sometime in the near future. But yeah, we're 3 minutes from my parents' house. So mom and dad help a lot.
Yes. So being an hour and a half from Chicago, were you super into those Chicago sports teams, the Cubs, the Bears, White Sox?
The Cubs when I was growing up.
Okay.
And the Bulls, because the Bulls had their incredible run when I was like right before high school and in high school. So like, yes, I think it was high school. What years were they? Was it early 90s?
Yeah, early, yes. Yeah.
Early 90s. Yeah. So I was like right between like early high school years. And so, yeah. But now I just watch Tom Brady because he's like defying all odds in regards to age. And I find a kinship with him because I'm still around in this business, and next year will be 4-0. So I should have been gone a long time ago, but I just hang around.
Right. I mean, and it's amazing. Were you into wrestling prior to applying for the Diva Search?
I was. I was a huge fan of wrestling growing up. I watched it when I was a kid, broke my brother's nose trying moves on him. Then I started watching more when I was in high school because the guys I dated, they watched it. And then, so that just led me right into entering into the Diva search. I knew everybody backstage. Like, I knew them. I was a big fan. Like, I was real nerdy. Like, oh my God, that's The Rock. Like, it's Tajiri and it's Tori. Like, I was a nerd. Like, and I loved wrestling. And so I entered in the Diva search.
How did you find it? So did you see like a commercial for it? Is that how you found out about it?
I saw a commercial for it, but I actually had met Trish at a NASCAR event. She was representing Stacker 2 at the time, and I was a promotional model, which means I used to go to different events and hand out samples. Right. And so Trish was like the big star at this NASCAR event. And so I met her, and she had mentioned it to me. And so when I was writing out my application, I was like, yeah, and I worked with Trish at NASCAR for Stacker 2. Such a nerd. Such a nerd.
I just have to say, I know this is about you, but Trish Stratus is legit one of the greatest people to walk this planet.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
we talk to each other about like mom stuff now. It's amazing. Like our relationship has changed so much over the years that now we're talking about like, oh, where'd you get that decoration for the kids' party? And I'm like, oh, I got it on Amazon. Sending links. Like same thing with Marie's. Like she was asking me about some frames in my house. Oh yeah, here's the link to the frames on Amazon again. Of course, giving them all my money.
Yeah, we've given a lot of money to Amazon during this past year. It's been insane. But yes, Trish, 100%, one of my favorite people. Did you find it difficult to keep from fanboying out when you were backstage and stuff like that?
At first, yes. Yeah. And then the reality kicks in of like, oh, this is my job. And like, I have to learn my craft and I have to be good at it because this is, it's incredibly difficult. The road is difficult. The job is difficult. Staying on your game when you're sleeping like 1 hour a night is insane. So, there was no time for fanboying after like those first couple months. It was like, Diva search, yay, Diva search. Okay, I got my contract. Oh, and now I'm bumping around with Bubba and Devon Dudley, and this hurts. Okay, that's cool. And then I'm really exhausted. I'm on the road 250 days a year. So like, yeah, it puts you right in line of like, no more fangirling.
Right. So we were talking about Trish and about you're going into the Diva search and trying not to fanboy out. I kind of feel the same way, when you just see somebody that you're like, and do you feel like you know them, right?
Yeah, I mean you do to a certain extent, and then like. So I had an experience with Cyndi Lauper where I was a huge fan of hers growing up. And then I met her and she wasn't what I thought she was going to be. And I was so disappointed.
Oh, man, that's a bummer. You met her on The Apprentice?
Yeah, I did. But then it turned out fine. Like we turned out fine. We ended up having a great relationship. But at first I was like, no, but you're supposed to like me. She just had an idea of like, of experience and being older, being everything. And I was so young when I did Celebrity Apprentice. She didn't agree with my ideas because of my youth. Wow. So, but eventually it's fine. Like it was great. She asked to actually talk to me after the show even for a little while. So, it turned out to be fine. But at first it was like, oh no. And then you did the Diva search and then you got hired as a backstage announcer, right? So how did you transition from a backstage announcer to a wrestler? Were you training that entire time or
was it maybe on the job training?
I was very busy at the time. I was doing the backstage interviewing. I was doing the house shows for Raw. And then I was also doing OVW TV taping. So I was very busy. So in between that time, I was trying to train. So like I would show up to the arenas early and I would train at the building, or like Mickey used to run an all girls class. And so I would try and go to that. If I wasn't off doing something else, could have been interview for radio or TV or whatever. So like I was very busy at that time. So I was kind of training, but I wouldn't really say that I was super focused on training.
Right.
A lot of the like moves that I did, I learned that day.
So a lot of on the job training then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and then I think your first match on television was like a lingerie pillow fight. So how does it feel to you knowing that like that's what your introduction to wrestling on television was, to what wrestling, what female wrestling is, women's wrestling is on television now?
So I have a little bit of a different take on it, I think, than a lot of people do. I don't look back at that as such like a negative. I, in a lot of ways, like with doing Playboy, I found it incredibly empowering. It gave me a voice in doing and saying what I wanted on shows that I never would have been on before. Because I was Playboy cover girl, I also got to do all these other shows. I also got to do interviews on, morning shows, and had appearances here, there, and in like all kinds of newspapers. And so out of something flashy, I got a lot of opportunities along the way. I had a lot of great mentors too. The girls that I worked with at that time were not just their bodies that their minds were contained in. They were brilliant. I mean, you look at someone like Maurice, she has built an empire. She was in that time. She's created a lot of opportunities for the women that come after her because of starting the way she did with the mind that she had. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm not defined by a pillow fight. I'm defined by the breadth and the length of my career.
Absolutely. So you started in what was that? 2000, what year did you, 2004.
Yeah.
So coming up on 17 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Did you think that when you first started, did you think, okay, this is going to be something I do until I get to the next thing? Or did you think, hey,
I thought I would have been done when I was like, I don't know, 27. Like as a kid, I didn't know. I didn't realize life was long. The journey was long. Like I had no idea. I was like, oh, I'll be an old lady when I'm 30. I didn't even have kids by that point. Like, so no. And I thought every year I had in wrestling was a blessing, because most of the women around that time didn't have long careers, like 2 years, 3 years, sometimes 5. Nobody had a long career. So for me, it was just going to be this short thing that transitioned me on to something else. Who knows what that was going to be, but something else. But then as the women changed in wrestling, my career changed in wrestling. And so it just kind of worked together in that sense. And I just rode the wave. I was never like, resistant. Like some people are so resistant to age. They're like, oh no, I'm turning 30. Oh no, I'm whatever. Like I'm alive. Yay. Good job, me. Like it is. But, I don't look at it like that. So I just try and like, I try and listen. I try and be a good student and just learn to do the next thing better.
And, I mentioned, in your intro that you were a Slammy Award winning, did they give you, do you get an actual trophy, or is it like a prop that they keep?
Okay. So when you win it, you have to carry it around. That thing is so awkward. It's huge. It's like, and then it like has like these things. It was awful. I had to travel with it because they wanted me to have it on the house shows, whatever. So I had to carry that thing. And then they took it back.
What?
Yeah.
After making you travel with it? So
Yeah. But this is stupid. I should have just been like, no, give it to me, or keep your damn trophy if you're not going to give it to me. Like, it's like finders keepers, like
right.
I feel like it's like no take backsies or something. I should have like slapped their hand and been like, no, but whatever.
I think we need to contact somebody in the props department about getting you your Slammy back. We'll start a petition on change.org.
It's okay. I don't really want it. I don't know where I would put that ugly thing anyways. Like, where's it going to go in my house? On my nightstand? No, thank you. I'm upset. I've never been one for trophies. I'm not a trophy person. I'm not a title person. It's just not me. I would rather be defined by like having great people around me that I was able to work with and that's great for people that want to win titles and champion. That's awesome. And there's a place for them. But for me, it wasn't a thing for me.
That's a great answer. Now, you did win the 24/7 title.
I did. Yes. And I do have one of those.
Oh, so you do have one.
I do, but they didn't give it to me. I bought it myself because I wanted it, because I was carrying my son when I won it. Like, that is like a super emotional connection. And I'll forever love winning it because of the aftermath and being in Titus's face, being like, first pregnant champ. Like, and Titus's face is just ridiculous in it. And like, I'll forever have to sign it. That's fine. I'll be 85 and they'll be like, can you please sign it? The first pregnant champ. I'll be like, my kids are like grown. They have grandbaby and like kids of their own, but it's still first pregnant champ, Maria Kanellis-Bennett. All right, cool.
Does that mean your son is a champion too?
He is. Yes. He's the youngest champion ever.
Take that, Nicholas.
Yeah. Maybe they'll compete one day. Although my son, he's like a giant boy, and he hits hard. Like, he's like, mama, and like just trying to get my attention, and it's like thud, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I have an 8-month-old son.
Oh, congratulations.
So, I get that. Lots of hits, headbutts to the nose. So, yeah. So, again, like,
I know we're supposed to talk wrestling. I get it. But how are you sleeping? Are you sleeping okay?
You know what? Ever since he was 2 months old, he's pretty much slept through the night, except when he was teething, he would have some issues. But yeah, so
that's good.
This is just going to turn into kid talk, everybody. So just settle in. That's
cool. All right. Well, good for you. Sleep. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of people that are like, oh man, say like this question, how's your sleep? How's your sleep? So, but yeah. So how's your sleep?
I had one, didn't sleep at all. Like, she still doesn't sleep. She still gets up in the middle of the night. So I show up to TV sometimes, like a zombie. Like, it's fine. And then my son, he sleeps great. He is a beast. Anything happens to him, he's tired or like he's hungry or anything, he's just like, I'm okay, I'm good, la la la. Like, feed me, change me, let me sleep. He's fine.
Has your daughter seen you wrestle?
Yes, at Evolution.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people.
She came to Evolution. She was in the audience. She was wearing earmuffs, of course. My husband was holding her. She sat on my lap while I was getting my makeup done. Yeah, I mean, yes, I could talk till I'm blue in the face about the negatives of my last WWE. I really don't care. What came out of it is my daughter got to go to WrestleMania. I got to hug my daughter after WrestleMania. I got to have my daughter in the crowd for the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. I got to win the 24/7 championship with my son in my belly. Like, I'm good. I I'm all set. Like whatever. I was angry about it last year, and now I'm done.
Absolutely. Just I think sometimes it is best to look at those positives and move on.
For sure.
I mean, and now, I mean, you have a championship son instead of a Slammy. So, it all works out.
That. Yeah. But the Slammy was a lot lighter. My son is humongous. Like the other day he's walking out of daycare. Here I come. You're going to pick him up. And the teacher was like, yeah, I was going to pick him up, but my back. And I went, oh, no. The teacher doesn't even want to pick my son up. He's so big. Like he's just massive. So they're amazing. Does it keep me super busy during this time of like transitioning to now new contracts with Ring of Honor and like brand new women's division, brand new women's championship tournament coming up? Of course. But I always say that my job makes me a better mother. Being a mother makes me better at my job. Everything is focused. When I'm here, I'm here. When I'm playing with them, I'm playing with them. And the other night, actually, my husband caught a photo, and I'll show the photo eventually. But I was scouting girls. I was watching some of their, and my daughter was sitting right with me watching, and she already has her favorites. And to be able to share that, it just makes it even more important to make this tournament right, to show her that Ring of Honor, they gave so much attention to the pure tournament. Now they're going to give that much attention to the women's tournament.
Absolutely.
And that's why, like, we have this Women's Division Wednesday show coming up on YouTube. And that is to give women more time to showcase what they could do. And so our fans can start getting to know some of these possible entrants into the tournament. So every Wednesday moving forward, there's going to be new content, new matches. There's going to be interviews and promos, all from these girls, some in the company, and some not, some from all over, not all over the world. We haven't gotten the okay yet to bring in. You can't get visas yet from outside the country, but as soon as we can, we're going to start trying to bring in our international talent too. But for now, it's going to be the best talent that we can find in the United States. So, we're super excited about that.
I am super excited. I've had a lot of women wrestlers on my show. So anytime that they're on, WWE TV, NXT, AEW, Ring of Honor, I get such a pleasure knowing that, I talk to a lot of these people within like their first year or two in the business. So to see them evolve is a lot of fun. So So
I always, that makes me more excited. Like, so I was excited to get signed back to WWE, but I was more excited when like Chelsea got signed, or I was more excited when Deanna got signed, or or Mia, when I got more excited for them because I had already been signed the first time around, and coming back the second time, I knew what that was going to be. But for them, that's like one more leap forward in their career. So it's exciting to watch them change. And like now I'm looking at some of the babies in the business, the 19, 18, and like Billy is, I think she's 15. And like the young ones in this group, and where are they going to be in 5 years, 10 years? And that's fun for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So so Ring of Honor Women's Division Wednesdays. I'm super excited. Now, I think you kind of answered the question earlier, but I was going to ask, I know you're a board of directors member, but does that mean that maybe that women's title is off limits?
What, for me?
Yes.
Oh, for sure. And I don't want it either. Like I had my pain. I gave birth to 2 babies. Like I'm all set. No, I'm not involved with that at all. I'm involved with helping find the girls. I'm helping make sure everybody shows up and has their rooms and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not involved with any kind of competing with the women that are in the company. No, there's plenty of talented women's wrestlers out there that I don't need to be one of them. I will help find them and I will help guide them along, but I will not get involved with that championship.
All right, so I want to go into the first of our two little mini games here on the Milo Beasley Show. The first one is what we call the Milo Beasley Show frequently asked questions. These are questions that I ask every guest on the Milo Beasley Show. All right, cool. So we're going to start. Question number 1. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Angelina Jolie.
I could see that one. From what movie, though? Please say Hackers.
What?
I said, please say Hackers.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, Gone in 60. Yes.
I grew up in a car family, so yes.
Yep, I get that one then. Mm-hmm. All right, question number 2. What is your guilty pleasure song?
Oh, guilty pleasure song. What do I listen to? Guilty pleasure song. I don't know. Can I pass and come back to this one?
Yeah, we'll pass. Think about it, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, all I have in my head right now is like Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, and that's not going to work.
I totally get that one.
With that song now, I don't know why. Like Humpty Dumpty. I'll hear her singing it while she's like going to bed, and I'm like, no. Silence is my guilty pleasure.
Silence. That's
nothing. In driving in the car, nothing, no sound. Just awesome.
All right. Question number 3. This is if you were trying to survive, would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
1 giant duck.
Get it out of the way, right?
Yeah, be done. So at the gym, I'll work out, and as the gym session is going, at the end is like when I do all of like my not at the beginning. No, when I know it's getting close to being over, my trainer always laughs at me. But at the end, I'm just like, let's just get it done. And I go from one extra, because we do like 3 exercises. I take no breaks. And the last one, I'm like, run right after the other. Just get it done.
Get it done. I like it. I like it. Great answer. I think that's probably that's the way people tend to go after the 1 duck. I've had people say that they try to tame the 1 duck and try to ride it. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 4.
On the neck, you'd be all right.
Question number 4. What is your favorite movie quote?
Oh, favorite movie quote. Stupid. So stupid. Okay. So in Thor, my dad thought Mike looked like Thor for a while there. He had like the long flowing hair. And so in one scene, Thor goes, I need a horse. And for some reason, I just find it hilarious. Like, and so Michael say it from time to time. I find it fantastic. Yes. It should be something more philosophical, but it is not. It is just my husband saying, I need a horse is hilarious to me.
I think that's the correct answer. I think the things that you find funny, not philosophical, but the things that entertain you, that's the correct answer.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then the last one, fill in the blank. I would be a millionaire if I had $1 every time
I came up with an idea. Yeah.
I get it. Because you are so busy. I see the list of stuff, like when I was doing I was like, how do you even have time to do anything?
I don't know. I like it happens randomly too. Like I'm busy, but I'm not. It's like everything floods in and then there's nothing, and then the flood and then nothing. Yeah, I mean, I do have a business, but the business has been closed down because of COVID. And I think we're going to kind of, alter it a little bit because I like the charity part of it. My business is wedding planning, and I'm a florist as well. So I want to get back to giving away wedding decorations again, because I like giving. But I'm not a big storefront person. I can't be there every day. Like, I'll be flying back in from wherever, Japan, and then go straight to the store is not my favorite thing. So, yeah, so that's kind of been on hold. So everything else is put on the front burner, but yeah, it's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Japan because when I've gone several times. One of the times that I went, I was with 01 and I was over there for a month.
Yeah.
And every day after I was over there with several different other guys, other Americans, and every day after training, we would go by the McDonald's and they had a menu item called Shaka Shaka Chicken. Are you familiar with Shaka Shaka Chicken?
I am, yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Everyone who I've ever told this to has been like, what? And I'm like, it is legit the greatest thing. And I'm so mad we don't have it here.
There's so many items like that, like different places that don't have stuff. Yeah, it's a little frustrating. There's different coffee too at Starbucks over there.
Oh, yeah?
Different kinds of coffee items that are over there. But yeah, I loved working in Japan. It's like it takes you completely out of your element, but then at the same time, like it's just so beautiful, and yeah, it's great.
Did you get any downtime while you were over there, or was it all work?
I went to several gardens. I was able to do some sightseeing. Roppongi. I did the whole thing.
That's fun. Yeah. Anytime I ever talk to anybody about Japan, I'm like, listen, shake a chicken. And they're like, but everything. I was like, no. That's my go-to when I want,
we had such a hard time, like finding food and stuff. Cause I like sushi, but their sushi is different. So, I had a hard time finding food. Now, Carl, he loves it. Carl Anderson, like he's obsessed with the food over there. And I always was like, yeah, it's good. But wasn't so by the last time I was going over there, I would get white rice. And at the beginning of the tour, I would buy this dressing that I really loved. And I would eat white rice and dressing when I couldn't find anything else. Just keep it in my fridge and then like travel it from each. Yeah.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did the same thing with Spam the first time I went. Mm-hmm. So,
Mike doesn't do well with other kinds of food. And so he just wanted some bread to eat. And he's like, I just want something that doesn't have fish in it. He was so frustrated. So we get some bread, gonna make a sandwich. He bites into the bread. It's got fish in it. He was miserable. It was hilarious. It really was.
Now, I know you're laughing about it now. Did you laugh at it then while in his presence? Or were you like, oh gosh, I'm going to laugh about this later?
Me? I don't know if that was a day that I was laughing at things he did. I could have been. I don't know.
All right. So then we're going to go to our second of our games, our top 5, the Milo Beasley Show top 5. We're asking a random question. Top 5 favorite, no particular order. This is your opinion. Top 5 favorite Harry Potter characters.
What? Okay. So Harry, Hermione, and if you didn't ask me this, then I wouldn't have this much of a trouble. Okay, so then there is I'm awful with names, and I love Harry Potter, so this is really frustrating. I feel a lot of pressure right now. Okay, so the witch, Helen Bonham Carter played her.
Okay.
I love Dumbledore, the second Dumbledore though, not the
Okay.
first Dumbledore. And Snape.
Professor Snape.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah. Hermione is great because so from what I read, they picked her because of the way she spoke. She spoke so clean and they thought it fit really well with the character. Yes, sorry. I get very stressed about names because I'm terrible with them. So then I'm like, oh no, I should know this. So yeah. That would be my top 5. I think I have all of their wands. Yeah.
Oh, from the Universal.
Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. And I have all their pops.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So what house would Maria Kanellis-Bennett be in?
I'm in Slytherin. But Mike is in Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have gone him as a Slytherin. I would have gone him Slytherin. You as a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, no, I've done the quizzes online and everything, and yeah, I'm Slytherin and he's Hufflepuff, and 2 totally opposites. Yes, I mean, at least like if you were a Gryffindor and a Slytherin, it kind of makes sense,
right?
But Slytherin and Hufflepuff is literally on opposite ends of the spectrum.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree.
Hufflepuff's always like they put everyone else before them. Slytherin want power, which that just doesn't meet up very well.
Yeah, I mean maybe it could have been wrong, but
I think I fare on the Slytherin part of like just go 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 go. I'm just like I'm gonna fight for it, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. And with Mike, he's just a kind soul. So, yeah, those are our actual traits of these groups.
I can see that. Do you miss that Orlando life where going to the theme parks?
I do. Yeah, I do. I miss it a lot. And we actually are taking a family trip, around Thanksgiving down there. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Very excited about it.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm 20 miles from Walt Disney World. So, I guess
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I can get a little bit spoiled. And sometimes like the worst part is like when you're like, yeah, I guess I'm going to Disney tomorrow or whatever.
No, I hate you. I hate you the most because of the ice cream at the Harry Potter Universal. Yeah, the Butterbeer ice cream.
The frozen Butterbeer is the
Yeah, I hate you.
Well, okay. Are you aware that there is there's like a bottled Butterbeer? It's not officially Butterbeer, but it's like I forgot what it's called, but it's essentially Butterbeer. It's essentially butterscotch cream soda.
Mm-hmm.
And they sell it in bottles, and they sell it at Whole Foods.
No, I did not know this, but I will venture to Whole Foods.
I am also blanking on the name of this of this item. Gosh, hold on, I'm trying to like be slick and find this on the internet without like looking like I'm let's see we could edit this out later.
Sure, why not?
All right, so images. Come on, internets. Here we go, right here. Yes, it's called Flying Cauldron Butterscotch Beer.
No.
Let's gonna do this. share screen. And right here. Flying Cauldron butterscotch beer. And it is so good. It is so good. So yeah, they sell it at Whole Foods. I think they used to also sell it at Publix as well, but I haven't seen it at Publix. But anywhere where I've ever gotten it was at Whole Foods. So there you go.
Thank you. This is enlightening. This whole interview has been enlightening.
Well, I can't wait until you get a chance to come back down to Orlando and do some theme parking. Because again, theme parking is my life. So it's great. Yeah, and
it's amazing. And I feel like the world will all get back to that at some point. So like I'm super excited for the summer. Can't wait till next year. But yeah.
Yeah. And will this be so because of everything that has happened, this will be your son's first trip to the theme parks, right? To Disney and Universal?
It will. It'll be his first trip, but he has, we have driven across country with the two of them with a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. We are crazy. I know. We drove 14 hours with them. They were amazing. They've been on 2 flights since the beginning of this. They're going on 2 more flights this summer, but, traveling with them, taking them. I don't know how I'm going to carry him though. Like, we'll have the stroller, but I'm not carrying him if he wants out. I'm going to be like, no, kid, you're staying. Goodbye. Just no.
I have the baby Bjorn. I carry my.
Can. Our son is almost 30 pounds. Like, he's a year old.
Yeah. All right. I'm not. No, never mind.
No. And my daughter is 40 pounds and she's over 3 foot tall. Like, my kids, I don't know what happened, but my great grandfather was very tall. So I feel like they both like took that on. My sister is almost 6 foot tall. So, I'm going to have very giant children. I just envision my son being behind me all the time, being like, what are you saying to my mom? Like, yeah, one of those kind of kids. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures that you post whenever you do get them out to the theme parks. I know you posted pictures before and it's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much for chatting with me today. We got through our initial issues and
I apologize. I actually have to jump on another call. So
not a problem.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you take care.